Good afternoon, everyone. On this election day, we have updates on voter turnout and what to expect as the evening unfolds.
Yeah, these midterm elections will have an impact on which party controls Congress and locally the state legislature and the top constitutional offices, including governor. As of 2 o'clock this afternoon, state election officials say there are no reports of serious problems and things are running smoothly. One of those folks who cast their ballots already today, Governor Evers, this was him late this morning, along with the First Lady, voting at the Maple Bluff Village Center in Madison. The governor says that he's feeling good on this election day and is encouraging everyone to get out and vote.
Evers' opponent, Tim Michels, also casting his ballot in Waukesha County this morning. Michels stopped by the Shaniqua Village Hall in the village of Heartland this morning to make his vote count. The race for governor is considered a dead heat, according to the most recent Marquette Law School poll. Both Governor Evers and Tim Michels are tied at 48% among likely voters.
750,000 people cast their vote early in Wisconsin. The blue-leaning Milwaukee County, almost 1 in 4 registered voters have cast their ballots so far. In red-leaning Waukesha County, the third largest in the state, 27% of registered voters have already voted. And in battleground Kenosha County, about 1 in 5 registered voters have cast their ballot.
You have 6 hours before the polls close this afternoon, and if you're still unsure where to vote, we have an easy way for you to find your polling place. Head to channel3000.com/elections. You'll find an election polling tab, and that's where you'll find a link that will take you to the My Vote page. All you need to do is put in your address. It will show you exactly where you should head to cast your vote today.
How about registering to vote? Well, you can do that today in person, but you need documents to prove your residency. All those above options count as your proof of residency. So does a utility bill, a credit card bill, or a bank stub.
You can also use the voter information guide on Channel 3000 to find out what is on your ballot before you go to the polls. You can go through all of the statewide races like governor and attorney general, and you can also find congressional races for your district like Mark Pocan versus Eric Olson in the 2nd District, for example. Under this same tab, you can find referendum questions for your municipality, such as public schools and other county-wide questions. And we know that the election will be close. The question is, how close?
The latest polls continue to show the governor's race at a tie, but just yesterday, Sabato's Crystal Ball changed their rating on the race and moved it to lean Republican. Political reporter Will Keneally breaks down that change. Will.
So, Mark, it was a move that angered some Democrats in Wisconsin. If the polls, which are scientific, show a tied race, why move the race into the Republican column? We caught up with J. Miles Coleman, one of the editors at Sabato's Crystal Ball, to ask more about their prediction. And the short answer is they just had to make a call. J. Miles Coleman there says that he was thinking back to where the race was 4 years ago. In that race, many of the polls showed Evers tied with then Governor Scott Walker. The key in that 2018 race, though, was that it was during the midterms of the Trump administration. Democrats had a good year up and down the ballot. And if Republicans are expected to do well this year, Coleman predicts that the toss-up race will favor Republicans. And so where we're looking at a bunch of Republicans running this year, and that includes Michels challenging Evers, obviously, but also Derek Van Orden running for the open seat in the 3rd Congressional District, and incumbent Ron Johnson in the U.S. Senate. So of those Republicans running in those races, Michels actually polls the worst out of all 3, closest with Evers. So we could see a scenario where Republicans turning out for Ron Johnson and Derek Van Orden actually drives up the turnouts for Michels in the gubernatorial race. This could be important, especially in the 3rd Congressional District, which is one of the traditional swing areas of the state in western Wisconsin. So especially if it's a close election, we could see the possibility of split ticket voters. Those were a key force in 2018. Even though Democrats won up and down the race, Tammy Baldwin dramatically overperformed the other Democrats who were on the ballot with her. A big force behind that were Walker-Baldwin voters. So we saw some split ticket voting while Democrats won overall. But Coleman says he's a little bit wary of that happening in this election. Wisconsin hasn't split a ticket between Republicans and Democrats when a governor and U.S. Senate seat are both up. The last time that happened was the 1990s. So again, we could see the effect of high generic Republican turnouts helping some people like Michels win his race.
It's going to be a very exciting evening.
Races are close all around.
Yeah, that's for sure. Will, thank you. The News 3 team will be working until the winners are declared, hopefully later tonight.
Hopefully. Early coverage begins at 4, 5, and 6 with voting turnout and live reports from candidates' headquarters. CBS starts continuous coverage at 7 p.m. We'll have a local cut-ins at 25 and 55 minutes in each hour.
And then starting at 7:30 tonight, we will have live streaming on Channel 3000 and Channel 3000 Plus with live reports from all of our reporters, our political commentator, lots of reaction as the numbers come into the newsroom. If you're watching on the air, you'll find local returns at the bottom of your screen. And then, of course, tonight at 10, we will have extensive coverage until, as we said, the winners hopefully will be declared.
Hopefully.
Yes.
There's no guarantee on that.
It's going to be a long night.
That's it for now. We'll be back on air with Live at 4. Until then, have a good afternoon.
News 3 Now is always on.
Get the Channel 3000 app, activate the push alerts, and we will send you breaking news, traffic, and weather alerts as it happens.
The Channel 3000 app. Get it now.
Powered by News 3 Now.